Members of Congress and Homeland Security Secretary, I'm not sure we're going to do show away. But all kidding aside, Secretary Moore.
Woo! Sorry guys, sorry for the wait. I thought you'd want to hear from our Commander-in-Chief first, but you know how it goes. What is going on, Katie Cat, with the 5 memberships already? Wow, welcome. Thank you. I appreciate that. That is awesome start to the night. Dubois, Kryptonian, Crawford, Cooper's Human is back. Welcome, guys. Hey, Toe Cramp first, Jason 2, Gary Ball 3rd, Moody almost 3rd. Nice try, guys. It was a good fight. Anyways, thanks for waiting, guys. I got this thing scheduled and then had to do a couple things I wasn't expecting, but it is what it is. So, hope you guys are doing well. How's everybody's day? What an interesting day in the markets. We, days like this just are you just kind of get through them. It's not been my favorite, but let's say hey to everybody. And then I got a lot of things I want to go over tonight. A lot of things about what's coming up, signs of the economy, of the markets, just getting... I think they're preparing for something, guys. I really do. And I don't think it's going to be good. Remember last night I talked about Ryan Cohen with the his GameStop plan. He sees something on the horizon and he's planning on turning GameStop around while it's under. Well, I think we're seeing more and more signs that hedge funds, Wall Street banks, they are screwed. And this is going to be turning around pretty quickly here. What's up, Akira, Mr. IPA? IPA waiting? There you go. He's not Commander-in-Chief. No, I love it. Siljo, do I know what date those finger calls out of Asia are for? No, I do not. But I can tell you what, we saw several calls on finger today. In fact, let's pull this up right here. Finger had a spicy day. That's a spicy meatball. With all those calls, man. I mean, 18 cents during the day. Volume was up over 500,000 today, which is a lot for finger, especially lately. But this is, it was up 30 cents at one point. So finger getting some action, really getting some action. Calls from Asia are interesting. Ham said that. And I saw at least 2,000. Does somebody know something? That's the question. That is the question. What a turnaround. I'm interested to see what all the chart people here say now, because last night I had several people very negative about finger, saying it's going down to 2. And yeah, I wonder if that's turned around. So plot twist, Ace been doing a stream the whole time, forgot to turn the cameras on. My cameras don't have pronouns. There's no pronouns in this house. Daniel Frayne, thank you very much. I ain't right. Love it. Want a finger milkshake? There you go. Yeah, Moody, how's your house? Is it getting sold? So finger, great day. Let's see if we can keep this up, because if it is continuing, that's going to be spicy. Oh, Jackie called it today? I didn't watch Jackie today, so I missed it. Did he say what he's seeing going forward? Meanwhile, DJT just getting destroyed tonight and today. So you take today and after hours together, it's down almost $8. Listen, I believe their warrants are being exercisable tomorrow. So that's naturally just, it's a little dilutive to the stock, but it's also a great time for shorts to attack, try to chase people out. I'm watching for DJT to get down around 20, low 20s, and I'm very excited to buy at that range, as I think this thing will turn around quickly. GameStop, rough day after earnings. It was green for a little bit today. I'll talk about GameStop later. I have some stuff I want to bring up for it. And then GTII, the rest. ZJYL, by the way, the last 2 days has been awesome. So anyways, but the markets in general, just kind of boring. Nothing really to talk about except for just these all-time highs keep creeping up for the S&P and NASDAQ. NASDAQ's close to 18,000, S&P close to 5,500. I'm telling you guys, this is going to be the greatest rug pull of all time. Look at crypto. I mean, Bitcoin just still getting pounded. And I think what they're doing, when you look at these stocks and how they've been mostly red the last couple of days, and then you look at Bitcoin and you look at the market just creeping up slowly but surely on like no news, I think this is a liquidity pull. I think they're pulling liquidity out of Bitcoin and they're pumping it back into the market, using it to short all that to get ahead of whatever's coming. So this is one of the many reasons I'm actually starting to get excited again, not just about one stock, but about things in general turning around. Now, it might be a slow turnaround because we're in summertime now. Things are slowing down, but come this fall, guys, it's setting up. I want to share with you an incredible article I read today, which just kind of confirmed so much of what I've been seeing and believing. So, Just Dario. I've just recently started following him. He's got great stuff. But he did this article today on buy now, pay later and the stress it's putting on the system. Oh, stop it. I hate when it does this crap. I don't even know what my ad blocker is on this one. No, there it is. Pause on this site. Okay. The silent buy now, pay later cancer spreading in the global financial system. We're going to go through this real quick because this is going to open some eyes as to how bad things really are. So we already, I've been showing you guys the data forever, right? On credit and how it's going nuts. All-time debt is up all-time highs. People are starting to default new highs. It's getting so bad out there, and that's just what's reported. Buy now, pay later is not reported to the credit agencies. So all of that is without this new fad of buy now, pay later. Now, I'll tell you right now how crazy buy now, pay later is. I just experienced it myself. That last night, my wife and I, we're going to the beach next week, and we decided to change our plans where we were going. So we started looking for a place that made sense for us, and my wife decided to just check a firm and see like what we'd qualify for, so we could spread payments out, because it's just, in my opinion, smarter to do it that way if you can. It's easier month to month, and my wife doesn't even work in a way that's traceable. She gets paid cash for the work she does, and so no income to account for. But when it asked for her income, I just told her, I said, well, just put my income in, and so she put my income in, and they didn't check anything else, and they offered her $8,000 on the spot. I was like, what the hell? That's crazy. That's crazy. No verification whatsoever. So that's buy now, pay later right now. That my wife, who doesn't even earn a traceable income, is offered $8,000 of credit she can just use right there. So that's what's going on right now. I felt like Steve Carell in The Big Short. It's a bubble. It's a bubble. So I want to show you just some of the numbers here, guys, because this is going down. Did Kitty sell? I have no idea. Listen, GameStop right now, there's nothing to talk about. Absolutely nothing. Yesterday, I went over the call, and there's just nothing else in GameStop to talk about right now. They're killing it. I do have a couple things I'll cover in a little bit here on GameStop. Just, interesting speculation for the rest of the week, because it's still interesting. But I tell you what, I think the momentum was all shaken out of GameStop the last week. And that sucks. And could it still surprise us with a little run? Of course it can. It's GameStop. It can turn at the drop of a hat. You never know. But as far as like actual news, there's just nothing on GameStop. I haven't seen Kitty's not posting anymore. He went away like Bruno. It's and the call was a big nothing burger other than what I went over with Ryan Cohen last night. So long term looks good, but yeah, the rest on GameStop, there's just nothing really say. So, cancer spreading. What's that, Thomas? Oh, for this? Oh, sorry, Thomas. I didn't mean to trigger you, man. Yeah, we'll be thinking of praying, man, for you. Thursday morning, you're going under? All right, man. We'll be thinking for you. Okay. So let's look at this real quick. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Kim. Yeah, please hit the like button, guys. I like to try to get to 50% likes if I can. So you see, if you like it, you like learning about the economy, where we're going, and what I'm seeing, please hit that like. All right. Let's see here. He's talking about buy now, pay later. Okay, let's start. I'm gonna read some of this and just hit the highlights, because once you see these numbers, guys, this is crazy. He says, let's start with the size of the market. According to investment banker directly involved with buy now, pay later CLOs, the bank estimates the current market to be $250 billion in size. That's all buy now, pay later loans, right? Fairly aligned with calculations, blah, blah, blah. Okay. This will grow to $1 trillion in global size by 2028. However, according to him, this figure is much larger than that, considering the volume of securitization business they deal with. From his side, the volume is now almost half of the credit card loans securitization. Half of credit cards already. Buy now, pay later is there. So applying the same proportion, he believes the real figure is 40-50% higher, almost $400 billion. So they believe there's $400 billion in credit for buy now, pay later on people's balance sheets right now that's not being tracked by credit companies at all. It's just out in the ether. This is nuts. Okay. Now, give you an idea. In 2008, subprime adjustable rate mortgages market in the U.S. was about $500 billion, but only about 30% of that was ninja loans, no income, no jobs, no assets. Just like my wife's ninja buy now, pay later loan last night. Matter of fact, BNPL market today is potentially double the size of the infamous ultra toxic mortgages of the great financial collapse. This is what happened to subprime ARM loans delinquency rates in 2008. And you see how they spike. This is what's happening as reported today. You see this? The borrower level? That's 2021. Oh my God. All right, it gets worse. Comparing the two charts above, were potentially in 2006 when delinquency rates started rising at a faster pace, though no one at that time started to be concerned. Then what happened in 2007 after the rate crossed 10%, started to go up vertically. Hold on a second. How come companies like Affirm can declare delinquency rate in their books is below 3%? Answer is they cherry pick the loans that are being securitized, hence dumped to external investors through SPVs, keeping the ones the best shape for them according to my contact. So what's the real delinquency rate? The BIS estimates 7% average. Applying basic math results 11%. Yes, above the threshold after which the subprime ARM mortgage delinquency rate started to go up vertically in 2008. In other words, this could be our great balloon popper, and nobody's talking about it because nobody sees it. Doesn't that sound just like 2008 with the mortgage-backed securities? I'm not saying this is 100%, but I'm telling you guys right now, if this is true, this is about to pop. And if this pops, our stocks are going to break out. They are going to break out. So imagine, remember in 2008, all the energy spent the entire year to tell us how great everything was, how wonderful things were, how strong the stock market was, everything. They just pumped out that propaganda nonsense nonstop. They pumped up the stock market, and they are doing the exact same now. All right, let's look at this real quick. Presentation for Pine Bridge Investments. What is the debt equity proportion? 90-10? Yes, this means the buyers of the debt tranches, remember the tranches? That's what they were buying the mortgage-backed securities in. Buy now, pay laters are starting likely to get hit by losses. At this point, you may ask yourself, how is it possible supposedly low-risk investors bought so much of this debt in the first place? Answer is the same I mentioned, and you can see in the tables below. CLO has been historically low-risk invention with a low correlation to other assets. This might be a little quantish for some of you guys, but this is important. Oh my God, it's 2008 over again. To be fair, what's happening today is 2008 on steroids. Since at that time, stocks were not in a massive bubble as well, while today they are in the US, Europe, and Japan. Enjoy the party while it lasts, because this time when the music stops, those who kept dancing till then will be facing a financial catastrophe in unquantifiable proportions that no infinite central bank's money printing will be able to rescue. Because if they dare to do it this time, the whole fiat currency system objectively will not survive. I mean, that pretty strong words, but this is crazy, guys. Okay, so if you guys remember The Big Short, when Ryan Gosling's showing the Jenga tower, and they're saying like, oh my God, this will crash the financial system. Here it is. We found our mortgage-backed securities this time, and it's going to be buy now, pay later. And that's with everything else already breaking that I've been showing you guys for weeks. So, all right, sorry. I know you guys usually come here for me to talk about stocks first, and I get it. I do. But this was important. This is important, and so I had to cover this because this might be what causes the end of everything that we've been saying is coming. So many people see it, and what's interesting is the market has been so resilient that I just saw today that like one of Wall Street's biggest bears has capitulated, and he's gone the other way, and he's like, I give up. The market's never going down, not for a long time. I give up. It's breaking. You know it's right when that happens that this stuff starts to turn. So anyways, buckle up, people. Buckle up. Do I think stocks just go up, house prices go down? No. I mean, house prices will go down when the stock market crashes and everybody starts losing money. And think about it. Something like 30 to 60%, depending on where you live, of single family households are now being bought up by investment firms, BlackRock, Vanguard, you name it. They've been buying it all up. Well, that becomes a massive liability to them if the market tanks. Because if the market tanks, all of a sudden those buyers are really gone. Already in places like Austin, these oversaturated places where housing prices shot up so fast after COVID, they're already going way down. I've seen Austin's markets down as much as 30% at this point. So that's already trending down, and there's still a lot of people who have money because of the stocks and everything. There's still lending going on. When that all crashes, guys, it's going to be worse than '08. It is. And that means that a lot of stuff's going to happen. You're going to see Airbnbs hit the market like crazy. Okay. So a bunch of people are going to be selling Airbnbs. That's one of the things been propping up the market. The next thing is that all these investment firms, they're going to start cutting ties with all these properties they're underwater on, because they got to clean their books out. So that's more properties hitting the market. All of a sudden, it's going to become just a great opportunity to buy again. It won't even matter if rates are high at some of these prices I think houses could go to. So it's going to get really interesting. Peter, you didn't get a notification again? Oh my God. You know what I did again? This is the second time I've done it in a week, which I'd never done before that. And that is forget to share on Twitter again. Let me put this up on Twitter, guys. Sorry. All right. I just posted it fast. I didn't even tag anything. Berkshire Hathaway slinging houses on Zillow. Wow. What's good, JR? Can you borrow $8K you paid overtime? That's funny. AC, you've been trying to warn your friends and family about this BS stock market incoming crash hard time. Nobody believes me. I know. That's where you know something bad's coming when nobody wants to watch. But here's the thing. Your friends may not be watching, but there are more people watching now than ever before. And those of us watching, who almost all of us probably weren't watching in '08, right? Those of us watching, those of us who learned, will be able to take advantage of it. And that's why we're all here, right? That's why I talk about this stuff so much. I want people to take advantage of the downturn to accrue wealth coming out of it. U.S. can't print no more, not going to be world's reserve currency. Yeah, well, it's going to take a while. So I saw as a reserve currency, we are 58% of the world's reserve currency right now. And the next closest is the Chinese yuan at 2.3% or something like that. So it's a long time till we're not number one, but it will happen over time. The crash will cause deflation. Yeah. If they, it'll cause deflation because everything will start going down. Now, there might be some inflation in there depending on how much they decide to print, or if they really lower rates really exceedingly fast. That could cause a temporary hyperinflation. But with the market being in such a bad place, the economy being such a bad place, deflation will come. Jerome, you know we're about to squeeze when the price of ice cream crashes, McDonald's starts selling bug burgers. Do I still hold GameStop? I do, yeah. But I am looking for an exit. But it's got to be kind of high for me. It was my third time, George? Dang, man. My brain, I'm starting to get some Joe Biden stuff going on here. All right. So I'm going to go through some more market stuff here, but also show you guys some of the things I saw in our stocks today. Right here, here's DJT, shares available to borrow and rates. All right, so riddle me this, Batman. How the bleep is there 0 shares available to borrow at a fee of 240%? And yet, the stock is being shorted down today, nearly $7 when you include after hours. Riddle me that, Batman. How does that even make sense? It doesn't. This is a naked short attack. That's all there is. They're counterfeit shorting the crap out of DJT right now, because this should be crushing them to try and borrow these shares to short. 240%, no joke. So if you guys don't believe DJT's manipulated, I mean, there's proof right there. You know the shareholder base isn't just selling on news. All right. So September to December will be interesting. Maybe. Oh, it's going to be interesting. I really believe it will be. At this point, guys, I really think we're going to see, at this point, I really think we might see a rate cut in September. I think they're getting ready to do it. So we've been back and forth, right? But inflation slowed enough and unemployment's ticking up. I think they're positioning themselves to finally do a rate cut in September, and I think that's going to trigger the crash. So, Archangel, you found your tribe? Awesome, man. Welcome, brother. Welcome. I like the name, Archangel. That's dope. You know there's 3 archangels in the Bible. Can you name them? Who knows the 3 archangels in the Bible? Ace said, yeah, I did, Thomas. There's no fee to short a stock when Kenny Boy changes it. 100%, Vim, man. Absolutely. Brickstar, their cryptocurrency. Who said China? China. Oh, it's going to happen. It's just going to take time, Alan. They found a way to short without shares. Yeah, right, Joe? They hate DJT. They do. And DJT is not just about like the financial stuff to them. That's a political thing. They hate Trump. And they want to take him down, and they want to do it through this because they know how, like, DJT can, once he finally sells eventually, he will make so much money off that stock if they keep propping it up. So you almost sold GameStop to invest in more Finger. Listen, I'm not telling you what to do at all. But I can tell you right now that on Finger, I mean, at these prices, and you're seeing all these call actions starting to come in, and we know the dividend's about to be released, I think we're going to see a crap ton of momentum here in Finger soon. And personally, I think the GameStop momentum might have really slowed down for now. So, Finger, 490K shares traded. How? It's super slow motion, 85% all fake, according to Ham, and he would know. All right, let's see. Michael Gabriel Raphael? No. There's no Raphael in the Bible. You guys are thinking, I believe the book of Enoch has a Raphael in it, but that's not one of the archangels. No, you guys, listen. It's kind of a trick question. So it's Michael, who's the warrior of heaven, all right? Like God's right-hand angel. There's Gabriel, the voice of God, the messenger angel. And then the third one was Lucifer. Lucifer commanded a third of the angels. That's why a third of them fell with him to earth, cast out of the sky. He was the lead worshiper in heaven. So he was one of the archangels. He turned against God. God cast him out with a third of the angels. That's why a third followed, because he was one of the three archangels. So there you go. Yeah, Donna got it. Nice. Sold GameStop at a loss. Scoop up Fingers. Huge upside. It does have huge upside. Yeah. Turtle power. Brett, on DJT, you notice they shorted down every day under 10% not to trigger SSR or have a trail. Interesting. That's interesting. Michelangelo, Dontel, Raphael, Leonardo. I love it. Ninja Turtles, man. Forever. What's up, Susan? Love you guys. All right. So this is the wealthy always know what's about to happen before it happens. The Federal Reserve is both the creator and the popper of bubbles. So you guys know I've been following this, but Financialot's bringing this up again. He thinks that the Fed's about to rug pull everybody, and I think it's going to be with that rate cut. I think it's going to be timed to crash the market, I think, starting September. So get ready. We already know the real economy is deteriorating after a 14-year economic cycle. Over the past few weeks, high-yield corporate bond percent is rising, which is a warning sign recession starting to accelerate. There's a lot of data that actually shows the recession may very well start last October. And we're going to look back and say that was the official start. Never thought you'd be so disappointed with Finger and their lack of news. I mean, I don't know how you can be disappointed with Finger, man. I get that it's a bummer waiting for the dividend to be released, but they have to wait for approval. And that's not up to them. That's up to the SEC. They gave us the dividend. They announced it. They've been announcing a lot of stuff lately. They're very transparent. I think Finger does one of the best jobs of connecting with shareholders of any company I've ever seen. So I don't know. It just is what it is. Did I see the email you sent me earlier? Yeah, Mike, I did, man. Your graphics are on point right now, man. You cracked me up. Let's see if I can pull it up. Where is it? MAGA AF. That's too funny. Yeah, man, you cracked me up. Donna gets the pizza. Crashed the market before an election. Yeah, Morris. So here's why they could crash the market before the election. All right. So right now they're lying about why the market or how the market's doing, right? They're lying because obviously it benefits those in charge right now. And they're trying to dupe everybody into thinking we're in a great economy, but we're not. And that's what's interesting, that's different this time too, is in 2008, everybody believed we were in a great economy. And then it crashed. Very few people saw it coming. This time's the opposite. Everybody is believing the economy sucks. And then, a lot of people believe the stock market isn't going to go down, but they still believe the economy sucks. Over 50% of people polled say the economy is like the worst it's been in 5 years, something like that. which is super interesting because it's because prices. It's because prices are up everywhere. Rent, insurance are insane. Food is insane. It's up everywhere. Okay. And so people are very unhappy with the economy. Consumer sentiment's way down. And so they have another option. They have another option going into the election. Crash the economy and try to be the great rescuer. Okay? Like, this economy, it's so bad, and yes, it happened on my watch, but it's just because I haven't been able to, get past through what I needed through because these Republicans, and this is still left over from what Trump did. And they'll throw all that out, and then he'll start using it as an excuse to send stimulus checks, maybe try a UBI. They have, that's another, thing in their wheelhouse. And there's this belief that the economy or the market never crashes in presidential election years, but that's just not true. The last 3 market crashes were all in election years. Okay, March of 2020, election year, crash. September of 2008, election year, McCain versus Obama, market crash. Fall of 2000, election year, Bush v. Gore, crash. Okay, so what's interesting in all those is that this is the first 2 where there were not incumbents. And so it does happen in election years frequently. It really does. And I believe they allow it to happen in election years sometimes. I think it could be one of 2 things happening. Either they're doing it purposefully because it causes chaos and they hope to push things the way they want it to go. In 2008, it certainly helped Obama, probably got him another 2 to 3% of the vote because it happened on Bush's watch. And he was already unpopular. But in 2000, it happened on Clinton's watch. Did that help or hurt Gore? I don't know. I've never really actually studied that one too much, but I will tell you that the other part that might happen is that they might be propping it up and going into an election year. If they're trying to push up an economy and hold up an economy that's trying to break, a market that's trying to break, that they just might push too hard and it might just break as a result of that. So we know there's a lot of evidence to point to that the COVID crash was coordinated. There's just a lot of evidence that points to that. But I don't think the 2008 one was coordinated. I think the 2008 one was a big, oh crap, we screwed up. And then what they did is they used it to their advantage going forward to broaden the scope of the government. Same thing in 2000. I think that was a no crap moment. So anyways, toe cramp. I remember in 2008, big money in South Florida selling their properties at the high, moving in apartments so they could buy everything back once it crashed. Yeah, exactly. So they saw it. Yeah, the people paying attention see it now because of the internet and because of them allowing retail to get invested. Another bubble being built up so quickly after the last one, so people haven't forgotten. There's just way more people paying attention, which means a lot more people can take advantage. Pathetic like button usage alert. Please fix this. Thank you, JR. Yeah, please hit that like, guys. All it takes is 1 second. Help me beat those algos. Biden will never allow a crash. It's not up to him, Steven. That's the thing. Biden's not in charge of anything. And honestly, the Treasury and the Fed at this point hate each other. They hate each other. And not that the Fed's any fan of Trump either, but they hate Janet Yellen. They just do. And so they are at odds. And the Fed controls a lot more the Treasury Department can keep selling bonds and pumping the economy full of cash. But the Fed kind of controls the policy on that, like with the rates, rate cuts and where to send reverse repo, all that, they manage a lot of that on the back end. So it's really not up to that. I really think they're smart about what, Alan? You think they're that twisted and desperate and not smart, though, because people are waking up to their BS? Well, that's the thing. The fact that people are waking up is driving them nuts. This is one of the greatest tells they are showing us that they are losing control, and they're panicking because everything they try now is just not working. everything they try, the narrative is just taken away from them so quick. It's driving them insane. Guys, think about this. Since COVID, we have been under the greatest propaganda blitz in the history of the world. When you consider it's everywhere in the media and the internet, and we consume more media than ever before. They have all out assaulted us. But here's the difference. The difference is that we also have alternatives now. So they are doing all out offensive on everything they have. And 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, it would have worked. And they would be just chugging along doing whatever they wanted while we'd be all dee-dee-dee-dee, you know, what's Katie Couric saying? I mean, we used to trust these people. We used to believe that they were true journalists. And so we'd look to them and listen to them. But that's all changed now. That's all changed now. I see news now, I go immediately to Twitter and I say, there's a story here. I get all the stuff, good and bad, and I get to weigh it and I get to compare the evidence and I get to say, yeah, okay, I can tell you're lying. I can tell this is right. I can tell this. You have evidence. You do not. You're spouting something. You're trying to cover something up. And it's like I get to make those choices because I can see everything now. They cannot, and they can't keep up because it takes time to set up a segment on a news channel, whereas on Twitter, it takes no time. Twitter, Truth Social, even TikTok, a lot of stuff spreads on TikTok, Rumble. It just, they can't control the narrative anymore. And that is changing everything for them. So they are so panicked. Jesse, don't worry about the whole economy rubbish, not for peasants to quibble about. Biden can take care of it. Right. Yeah, there you go. Markets get crushed like Biden's ability sounds sweet. Love it. Thank you, Barbara. Like and subscribe. Donnie, you sold most of your individual account stock when it clears going into your Roth. Nice. Get it out of those taxes. They're like 10 trillion in bonds due before July. It's coming due. I don't know the date, but yeah, you're right. Thanks, Eunice. Biden won't allow a crash. It's not up to him. I'm telling you, Steven. I'm just telling you. It's not up to him. But here's the thing. If it doesn't crash in September to before the election, September, October time, which, by the way, that's when a lot of crashes happen, September, October range. If it does not crash then, the second they discover that they can't keep Trump out of office and he's going to be inaugurated president in January 20, which I'm telling you it's going to happen, the second they figure that out, they'll allow everything to crash so that he has to deal with it. So we're getting a crash. It's just about when. I talked a little bit about DJT after hours, Peter. It's not too much to talk about. Does Biden get secondhand smoke for it? Joe, had to look up the Archangel thing and I was right. Thank you. Listen, Bible stuff, man, I was a theologian for 25 years. I mean, I still am, it's just one of my things. But yeah, Book of Enoch gets in there sometimes. Show Buzz Patterson's tweet from Biden today in the video. All right, hold up. Let me pull this up. He follows me, by the way. Is it this one? Is this the one, JR? As soon as you say yes, I'll play it. Come on, man. Finance Lab posted what, MM? Oh, when they're due? Okay, I'll have to look at it. He blocked you? Why'd he block you? What'd you say to him? Government's not smart enough. 2008 was money stopped moving, bank to bank, reps, senators, these clowns of White House have no clue. I actually agree with you, Alan. When you have a bunch of morons who've never run business, who don't understand finance running the country, and all they know is economic theory, especially Keynesian theory, which is most of them, even on the Republican side, they are morons. They legit think there's no consequences to printing all the time and all the debt. Patriots will have them crash on Biden's watch so Biden can be the patsy. Trump can save the day. Maybe. Okay, so that's not it. Do I think Biden will pardon his son? Not until after the election. And then after the election, yes. Man, Buzz, man, he posts a lot. No joke. Excuse me, guys. I got something right here. Can't get it out. By the way, speaking of the debate, so next week I'm going to be at the beach. It's a long overdue vacation needed, and also next week's the debate, and I want to live stream it. So I want to. I'm going to try to get some set up, guys, and so I can have. We're going to have debate night. We're going to stream it live. We're going to laugh. We're going to cry. We're going to break down everything. And I'm going to go through the entire debate, and it's going to be fun. And you better believe I'll have been at the beach that day. I'm going to have some beers, some suds, and we're going to have a good time. So next week you are invited, Thursday the 27th, as long as Biden doesn't crap out, to watch the live debate show here. Only on AC Economics. So, did Alex P. Keaton believe in Keynesian? I don't know. I don't know who that is. Tagged him on some of Ham's posts about counterfeiting shares. That's weird. I wonder why he'd block you. All right, let me look for this video. Final blow. By the way, I used to sympathy root for the Bills. F that. I'm not going to do that anymore now that they're launching the National Gay Football League. Are you kidding me? Get out of here. Anyways. So dumb. If you're good and you're gay, you should just be in the league. I don't get it. That's ridiculous. Oh, here it is. Okay.
Members of Congress and Homeland Security Secretary, I'm not sure I'm going to introduce you all the way. Members of Congress.
One more time.
Members of Congress and Homeland Security Secretary.
You know what my favorite part about this is that as he's as his computer motherboard is short circuiting, it says right here, presidential debate 9 days. Get those people excited, CNN. I'm feeling confident. Look at Chuck Schumer. He just ate some raw hamburger with cheese. He's feeling good about himself. My God, that's unreal. No, there's no rule against them in the league at all. Will Trump borrow Clint Eastwood's chair for Biden? I didn't say beer and sex at the beach, did I? I said suds. Drinking suds beer. Homeless security. God, I love it. Did he say homeless security?
Members of Congress and Homeland Security Secretary. I'm not sure I'm going to introduce you all the way.
Dear God. He's trying to say Homeland Security, but he does say, yeah. You have to laugh because otherwise you cry. Say, tackle me more, Dave. Don't cry. That's unreal. Why does Schumer look like the devil? I don't know. I mean, I think you just answered your own question. Anyways, let's keep moving. Trump came out and said, I'll end Joe Biden's war on crypto, ensure the future of crypto and the future of Bitcoin will be made in America. Otherwise, other countries are going to have it. I love this so much. So many of the Bitcoin maxis are they're just dumb kids who know a lot about Bitcoin and not about anything else in the world. And, they tend to be liberals or, dumb libertarians who are too far down the road. They've gone to dark libertarianville. This will win a bunch of them over. I tell you, Trump he's running the best campaign I've ever seen, and that's with the world against him. He's knocking it out of the park with everything he says right now about everything he's offering. Unreal. The whole tips thing is crazy. All right. Somebody brought this up earlier, but I'll cover it just again. We definitely think there's, these calls are coming out of Asia for finger, and my fave is who in their right mind is still shorting DJT. Exactly. It's insane. All right, this is interesting. Hedge funds decrease their long-short gross leverage, measures their overall exposure to the market by the most since March 2022. Isn't that interesting? Decreasing their leverage, their overall exposure to the market the most since 2022. Why would hedge funds be decreasing their overall exposure to the market? Just ask yourself. I thought the market's the best ever. I mean, come on. This is where you see what's really going on. And this is Bloomberg. Hedge funds turn cautious to stocks even as Wall Street strategists get bullish. They know what's going on, guys. They know what's coming. Let's see. Look at all the people pretending nothing's wrong with Biden. I know. Elder abuse. Yep. That league, how long do you think it'll take to separate the big... Oh, man. How long do you think it's going to hike behind center? Are they going to have, like, the normal clock, I think, for the NFL between plays is like 40 seconds. I think that quarterback in the gay league is probably going to want to be behind center for at least 2 minutes. So, it's going to be stretched out. So there you go. Did I see Frommer's tweet? He's putting Vocal up for sale. Oh my God, are you serious? No, I didn't see that. I think I blocked him. But he's trash. Benchmark. That doesn't surprise me about Frommer though. You better believe he probably would have done the exact same thing with GTII if he'd become CEO. So, this guy in control of new codes. Yeah, he's not. I mean, you'd think you're. Gay football league. It's just all tight ends. It's all tight ends on offense, defensive backs on defense. JR, you win the night, brother. Oh my God, that's unbelievable. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Big JR. Oh, that's funny. Look at the icon bar on that Bloomberg. Was it Aeroprinter? Yeah. No, this obviously came from somebody probably read it on their Outlook or something. And they, I know Bloomberg's not exactly the pillar of truth, but it's the fact that they're a market, like a mainstay publication for the market, and that they're actually even letting this out. I mean, they don't want people to sell. They don't want retail to sell. So they don't put these stories up there for retail to get out fast. That's not why they do it. Many wide receivers. Right? You're going to move Monday Night Football to Saturday and college Saturdays night sissy fights. Quarterback's going to be broke back. Oh, no. The ribbon looked like a toilet paper dispenser. Right here? Yeah, it does. The bookmark ribbon. That's funny. Oh my God, you guys are killing me tonight. That's too funny. It's too funny. It gives a whole new meaning to, he's going deep. Oh my God. Oh. All right, I can't even think straight right now. Jeez Louise. Whew. All right, that's good times. Ed Schabowski, when can we expect market bust? Still looming around next election cycle? Seems like all talk of crash is dead. Listen, Ed Schabowski, it's always the dud until it's not. It's always just the one thing you never can see with this stuff is you can never guess timing. Timing is impossible. You just can't call timing, and so all you can look at is the underlying foundational stuff. And that's how you call a crash. That's how everybody's done it forever. That's how they called people who did call 2008, called 2008. It still happened 3 years later after they saw it. So it's just how it always goes. Somebody always can see it. if you look in the right places. It's just when. Because we're talking about the biggest economy in the world. Literally billions of factors come into play as to when the timing happens. So I can't tell you when the timing is. I can only tell you what it looks like I could see happening. So it's a drug cake, guys won't take. Oh, God. I don't even want to think about that. Defensive end sandwich. Oh, man. Man, you guys. That is too funny. Too funny. Roughing the passer. Roughing the passer. 3 points. It's not a penalty anymore. Oh, man. Oh, man. It just goes bad. Gretchen, don't think they can cut rates with the new BRICS currency in use and de-dollarization. Interest rates have to go higher to attract treasury buying. Listen, Gretchen, I agree with you that they shouldn't, and it doesn't make sense for them to. But it does seem like they're starting to severely consider it again, and the pressure is mounting all the time to get them to do it. So we'll just see if they cave in. I agree with you. You're right about that, but oh my God, you guys just keep going. It's never going to end. All right, our buddy Pedro's back and says it feels like they're setting up a bear raid GameStop for quarter end next week. They're looking at a rough core 1 to Q2, M2M, or actual losses. If they cover, will do all they can to lessen the bloodshed in the portfolio. You can see the trend line they want to break. So Pedro, for those who don't know, I got to get him back on here. It's been too long. But Pedro is just one of the best stock guys I've ever met. He's been a long time, 40 years trading, just knows the stock market in and out, insider, just brilliant dude. And every time he comes on here, he's just killing it. But he's seeing that a bear raid for GameStop the rest of this next couple weeks. So he's probably right. I'll just say that. Pedro's usually right stuff, but what's the fave name of a gay guy's bird? Toucans. Oh my God, you guys. Oh my God. This might be the night I'm finally banned on YouTube. It's just gonna happen. Winning the toss sticks. Oh God. Oh my God. Oh man. This is quickly turning into locker room talk. Jason Tuck rule. Oh my God. You guys are bad. Whitey says, never thought Satan was an archangel would make sense. Satan most likely 3 created from God. You have Cain, Abel scenario, Satan being jealous of Jesus' power. Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, it goes exactly with the idea of the the third moving with him. So that kind of tells you all you need to know. Name the teams in the new league. No. We can't go there, Mark. Oh man, Willie Mays died. Oh, that one hurts. As a growing up a Giants fan, that one hurts. Oh my God, CBT. That's what I was thinking. I wasn't gonna say it. Terrible. Check this out. Celtics won the championship last night, right? Last time they won, Lehman Brothers declared bankruptcy and the global economy collapsed within 3 months. How wild would that be if the Celtics winning was like a little sign from God of what's coming? Repeat of 08, but worse. Wouldn't that be crazy? I don't know. That's the kind of stuff that's fun. Do you guys remember this trend held for 40 years? But it was every election year if the Washington Redskins won their last home game before the election, it was like Republicans would win the election. And if they lost their last game before the election, then the Democrats would win. And that trend held for like 40 years. Anyways, sometimes these sports things are kind of crazy. Oh my God. Good night, Moody. Have a great night. You bought 100 1018 100 strike calls on DJT today. Nice. Right before the election. I like that, Charlie. That's fun. Phillies win in recessions. That's right. Yeah. I think Big JR, I agree with you. I think Willie Mays was the GOAT. I agree. More so than Ruth. He was just a better overall player. Less flashy, less power, but overall, GOAT. The Celtics would be banned for life. Yeah. Good luck. They're so beloved on the East Coast. This made me laugh. 2001, 2007, 8 don't really look like this. Other than looking exactly like 01 and 07, they look nothing like 01 and 07. This is wild. Look at this trend right here. Look at 01, 07, 08, and right here. Isn't that crazy? How that's matching up. Again, just we keep seeing this over and over and over again. The trends of 07 and 01 and 07, 08, the last crash is just appearing again. You see a little bump right here. They're starting to come together. That's just wild. Absolutely wild how much this is happening. So there you go. Like to Ed Chabowski, he said earlier, like how do you the talk of a crash seems unfounded, or it seems like a dud so far. As the truth is like it seems like a dud until it happens, but you can see the signs. You can see the signs. If if I start noticing, somebody I love just has a little bit of weird health issues here and there, but they act like they're fine all the time. They still can do everything they want to do, but they're wearing down in some areas, and some of the things that matter the most are gone. Maybe they're not sleeping anymore, or they're always coughing for months on end, and yet they're still running marathons, and it's like, God, are they unhealthy or what? It's like if I ignore the signs, then I could just pretend everything's okay, and then they die of a heart attack, or they get diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, because you can ignore the signs. That's what we're doing with the economy. We're not ignoring the signs, and the signs all say something horrible is coming soon. Coming soon to American economy near you. So it's getting crazy. By the way, you guys, we've been talking about Nvidia possibly being a great rug pull. This is wild. This is back from 2001. Enron went down, and Nvidia is what replaced it on the S&P 500. You can't make this stuff up. I mean, if Nvidia really does turn out to be a big old Ponzi scheme, what are the odds? That it's so wild. So crazy wild. Houston Oilermakers versus Chicago Bears. Well, you only have to change one team name. Oilermakers versus Bears. I don't get it, Brett. Yeah, R.I.P. Willie Mays, the GOAT. Your Cardinals win, the market skyrockets. Is that true? Yeah, don't ignore the signs. Good luck, my Niners. Whitey, check out the Chosen. Oh yeah, Chosen's great. Yeah, it's great. It's the best representation of Jesus I've ever seen on a in a movie. It's just, he knocked it out of the park, or a show, I should say. And Passion of the Christ was awesome too, but this one is just, as far as like the other stuff in the life, it's fantastic. Will the Niners sign Ayuk or trade him? For a while, they were really trying to keep him, but I think he's asking for too much, and so we might lean towards trading him now, because the other thing is that Pearsall, our rookie, is a stud. And so Bigum's take on Nvidia? No, I didn't. I haven't watched Bigum's in a long time. I don't always like his stuff, so not that he's not a smart guy. Some of his stuff though, especially on AMC, I got tired of it. If you put your money in your Roth and these stocks run, will it put you over the max income allowed? That's a great question, Easy. The answer is probably yes, but it also depends on how much you put in there. Yeah. Tim, you gave up and bought Nvidia today. Made a stop loss, but geez. Made money and rebought. Hope it'll help fix the red zone. It might for a little bit, yeah. I mean, catch it while it's hot, I guess. There's no shame in that. Make money where you can make money. If you're willing to ride it while it's hot and you can do that, great. Just, put those stop losses in. Because I would not be shocked if Nvidia has a big turnaround eventually. I don't know when it is. You might get 6 more months of it running hot. You might get 3 more months or 6 more weeks. I don't know. But at some point, I think Nvidia is going to have a big shift backwards. And it's just about knowing when. But for now, I think that's probably smart. Ever seen Left Behind with Kirk Cameron? Yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible. The only thing they care about is putting $7K cash a year. All right, AC, have a great night. In May, more Americans lost their homes. May as foreclosures move higher. Isn't it funny we're not hearing about this very much? This is how This is what started in 2008, the foreclosures. That's what started to show us that the economy was about to turn. And it's starting to happen now. But this time it's not being covered nearly as much. You have to go looking for it. It's pretty crazy. But again, another sign, just like 2008. This is older, but I wanted to share it again tonight. So this is the Fed admits guilt of causing the 2020 crisis by pulling the emergency repo rug exactly the worst possible time, despite the banking system being on life support since September 2019. Repo rug was pulled right after Powell attended the Bezos party, which elites party. But here it is. The Fed extended both its overnight term repo operations through at least January 2020. And so anyways, 2020 was a setup. So, oh no. Am I cooked? Can you guys hear me? They're foreclosing on houses that didn't have ninja loans. Exactly, right, Brett? It's getting crazy. So Vin, man, it's the Roth IRA is limited to yearly, right? That makes sense. What you put in yearly, but not what you hold. Yeah, that's right. Okay, I started the night talking about buy now, pay later, and this will be the last tweet I share tonight, and then we'll just talk on the way out. But Apple has canceled its buy now, pay later option. Ask yourself why. All right, it must have just been somebody else froze. Charlie, it must be your froze, man. I know you probably can't hear me. Reset. But why would Apple cancel its buy now, pay later? Because defaults. That's the only reason. When you let people with no money buy a $1,400 iPhone on a 6-month, lease, temporary lease, or a loan payment repayment program. There it is. You end up having them back out. You end up having the credit go bad, whatever. But that's the only reason you cancel it. You never, ever cancel a successful business program. You just do not. So if this was making more money for Apple, it would be killing it. But this is just another sign. And this is Apple, guys. Do you know, people go around crying, I have no money. And yet they have a $1,400 iPhone with an unlimited plan they're paying, $60 a month for. It's BS. People they prioritize their cell phones. It's crazy, especially Apple people, man. Apple people buy the most crazy stuff. They spend so much money on inferior products. It drives me nuts. But this is just more going all the way back to the beginning. More proof that the buy now, pay later thing is collapsing. And it's going to be a massive, massive problem. Charlie's using William's computer. Exactly. Brett, on Roth IRA contributions, Roth IRA. Okay. 7K. Unlimited tax-free growth. There you go. Yeah. Don't withdraw it early. Thank you, Brett. Whitey, more stock, Paul talk, no gay sports talk. Listen, man, Whitey, it just came up, and sometimes these live shows, that's why I like doing it live, by the way. I love making produced videos. It's fun. But the live is so much more fun because I love answering questions, and I love just how anything can happen. It makes it so much better. It really does. And so sometimes it goes to gay sports talk and sometimes it goes other places. But, I got back on track. Brad, buy now, pay later is a fancy way of saying payday loans. It is, except for one interesting caveat. The buy now, pay later interest rates are not that high. Payday loans are asinine. If you get a payday loan, you're like, oh my God, it's borderline criminal what they charge. But the buy now, pay later options are not that bad. It's like if I pay off in 3 months, so you know how Robert Kiyosaki, I'm a student of Kiyosaki, and he always talks about good debt, bad debt. If you can pay it off, a lot of times the buy now, pay later makes sense. It's like, oh, I could be out $1,000 right now, or I could pay $1,025 and pay it off over 6 months. I'd take the 6-month option every time because then I have more capital on hand in the moment to make more money. And so I can keep investing money while also just paying off this small loan. And so as long as the interest rates are low, which they are in buy now, pay later, it makes sense. The problem is, though, they're giving those loans to people who can't pay them off. Just like my wife who qualified for $8,000 last night without having an income. So there you go. I'm telling you, it's crazy. It's so crazy. September 21st, 22, Nvidia was 132 per share, dropping from 330. Yeah, it's crazy, Boswell. You're right. Turn around. Thanks, Ace. Or, thanks, Ace. I just said thank you to myself. Thank you, Whitey. I was reading your comment at the same time. There are no rules here. Honey Badger. You're welcome. When is Juneteenth? Manana. So there's no market tomorrow. Oh, Rich Dad Poor Dad's great. Do I think Apple will go higher than Amazon? I don't know. Here's the thing with Apple. Apple doesn't innovate anymore. So the only reason Apple's stock is so high is because people keep buying their stuff even though they don't add anything new. They couldn't even create their own AI. They were just like, we're going to incorporate ChatGPT. Hey, Apple hasn't innovated in years. And when they do try to innovate, like the Vision Pro, it sucks. And it's a massive bomb. Apple's just not Apple anymore. But they're still living on what Jobs built, because he built something brilliant. He's one of the greatest marketers of all time. He created a product that wasn't buggy, and it made regular people feel techie because he delivered simple, cool technology in their hands in a way they could use. And it's brilliant because it doesn't break. And so it's brilliant. But anybody who's like really into tech just doesn't really like Apple, I talk to people all the time. Like, I hate Apple. Not to mention they're built on child labor. It's like I think they're an evil company. All their money goes to Democrats all the time. But anyways, it's like, there's no discounting the fact that they were just brilliant marketers. But will it go higher than Amazon? I doubt it. I really do. We'll see what happens with their AI phones, which, by the way, Samsung released AI phones way before Apple back in March, and they're great, but it is what it is. Payday loans like shooting yourself in the foot with no healthcare. Yeah. I just had a big old drop on viewers too. I was at 370, dropped to 300. I wonder why. I must have said something they didn't like. Mario, back to the membership. Welcome, Mario. It's been a while, my friend. How you doing? Good night, Donna. Brett, agree with me on the buy now, pay later. Just the loan qualifications, qualifying people shouldn't be 100%. 100%, Brett. And then the rest of us pay for it. That's right. Well, not yet, we don't, but it eventually could get there, yeah. Good night, Vin. Surprised Apple went up with sales then. Yeah, it's just... They got a cult-like following. They're like Starbucks. It's going to take a long time for Apple people to bail. Nothing new at GTI since last night, Celis. I put a lot of updates in last night's live. I caught us up. There's nothing really new today. Best thing about Apple is they don't use Windows. That's fair. That's fair. Although Windows has gotten much better the last 5-10 years. It's not what it used to be. The newer Windows have been really good. I don't like Apple's iOS, or OS, I should say. Alan, you go outside, sit, look, listen, smell. Look how Robin gathering twigs for shelter. Take your bath has needs, not one. That's true. What are you trying to say? Tim Harmon agrees with me 100% on Apple. You're in pre-press, been using Apple since early 90s. Ain't what it was. Use a PC too in parallel. People look at me like I'm Mall Mozart playing. I love it. Apple just works. That's exactly right. It just works. And that's all that matters. And they know what they're doing. Their bread and butter is iPhones and Macs. You know, iMacs. Or they don't call them iMacs anymore. They're anyways, they're laptops. And they're well-built machines that don't break, and they just churn it out. They don't get, their OS is closed, so they don't get viruses, and so regular people just feels like geniuses on them, and it's smart. And that's what they're going to do. And they're going to run that gig until the end of time, until they get so far behind everything else that they fail. And they either need new leadership to actually bring them some innovation again, or they're going to wither away and die. It's going to take a long time, 25, 30 years. But if they don't start innovating again, it will eventually happen. iTunes was great. Yeah. When it mattered, it doesn't really matter anymore. Took me off this month on Apple. Oh, Mario. Yeah, the Apple hates my memberships, man. Jackie's live stream today. I looked up GTII. Yeah, listen, GTI is going to look bad on charts right now. There's no denying it. What's up, Big Leonard? Great show. He says, thank you. Middle America's starving business is going under. Very sad. It is sad. And listen, thank you for saying that. I don't think I've ever seen you comment before, so I'm guessing you're new. Appreciate it. I really do. MacBook. That's what I was looking for. See, that's how out of the Apple universe I am. I can't even remember MacBook. And so anyways, but what I was saying, Big Leonard, is just, I appreciate that. And just, if you're newer here, I'm trying to cover greater market trends and politics while also going over short squeeze stocks in the market. So, but it's all about the macro view for me, and how you can, how education can prepare us by catching trends so that we can all be better off as a result. And so that's what you'll get at this channel, and I'm glad you like it. Thank you. All right, MMM, great night. Windows has gotten better since Gates left, for sure. Oh, needs versus wants. I get you on. Yeah. Morris, buy now is a Ponzi, make numbers look good. Yeah, 100%. That's a big part of it. I agree with you. They found a way to keep lending to poor people without having to report it, and keeps the economy humming along with good data for a little bit longer. The Apple computer from Sealer. Yeah, that was the old, those were the old iMacs, right? The fruit looking things. Those are funny, man. The files are in the computer. Napster. Oh my God. They tried to bring Napster back. Do you remember that? But then you had to pay, and nobody wanted it. Apple's supposed to integrate Siri to cars. Oh God. I'd be out on that so fast. Apple closed down their entire EV thing they were trying to do. They were trying to do electric cars, and they shut it down real fast. Why? Because again, like Apple always is, ever since Jobs died, Apple's always late to the party now. Always late to the party. They're still just living off what Jobs did. Because Tim Cook here does not have an innovative bone in his body. He is a CEO who's just a manager. He just keeps things status quo. And every time he tries to innovate, it's a massive failure. And they're always behind. If you see, there's a joke in the tech world where every time Apple comes up with something, we laugh because, Samsung had it a year ago or 2 years ago. And so Apple's always late to the party. Every one of their big announcements, it's like, Samsung's been doing this for 2 years. But they also were going to go on the EV craze, but they were too late. They got in late, and now it's not a craze anymore. Now it's actually declining. So typical Apple. No need to invade when you can buy all competition. That's true. Yeah. Do I ever think of Apple as a communist system, Android as a democratic system? I mean, not really. I don't like how Apple is kind of designed to keep you within all their products. It's smart. And I mean, I don't see why you wouldn't do it if you got the following they do. It's, but no, see, I don't love Android. It's Google. Google's evil, maybe even worse than Apple. But I do like the product better. And when your choice is evil 1, evil 2, and one gives me more freedom despite being evil, then I got to go with that one. And that's how I look at it. But yeah, Android, I don't know if democratic's are more, but it is more free for sure. In your opinion, Nvidia won't last longer than 2 years before it drops. I agree with you. Nvidia is cashing on the AI craze right now. Now, listen, if you guys are in my class, which quite a few of you are in my Patreon financial class, I just taught on AI and the AI economy that's upcoming. And I showed you guys how incredible the work you can do on AI already. It's amazing. But here's the thing. The investment craze on AI is at its peak right now. And as AI gets more implemented, it's just going to be like the dot-com bubble. Whereas the investment craze peaked in 2000, but the internet didn't peak in 2000. Internet business didn't peak in 2000. No, it's peaking still. But the craze of investment peaked and then it crashed. AI's investment peak is here or close to here. It's not far off in my opinion. After that, the AI stuff will crash. It'll stay strong. Eventually, it'll recover and get strong again. But we'll never see these numbers again. Nvidia will have a big return, in my opinion. Thanks, Leonard. Glad to have you. Did I find out who the finger calls are? No, I have no idea. No. I'll have to go ask. Well, I don't even know if Ham knows. He probably would have posted it. He did say it was from Asia, though. So... Oh, Jack, good to see you, man. Hope you're well. Apple's second choice. Yeah. See, my viewers are so smart. They either love Apple, but kind of reluctantly, most of them. Some of them still love it. That's okay. I know a lot of smart people who love Apple, but I don't attract the zombies. And I like that. I'd rather have a small crowd that's not zombies than a big old zombie crowd. It's more fun that way. But anyways, guys, hey, on that note, I'm going to have to call it a night. It's getting late. I've already gone an hour and 20 minutes. My wife's home. She wants to hang out. So my wife with her 8,000 in credit she has from her firm now, she's trying to figure out how to spend it. I'm like, no. Just because you have it does not mean we're spending it. So anyways, love you guys. Appreciate it. This was fun. I will be on again tomorrow and Thursday. And then we'll see how the rest of the week goes leading up into me taking off to the beach. I did add on my channel for those of you who might want still like to take some of the classes I'm doing, but not join the Patreon. I added a thing on my channel, a membership icon now. So for $29.99, you get all the Patreon benefits and all the YouTube benefits. So there you go. If that's what you want, because I stream the classes with a link, and so I'll just deliver the link. So if that's something you guys are interested in, that option is now available. Other than that, Members Live will still be this weekend. Class will still be Saturday. Spiritual growth class and financial growth class will be this weekend, and I'll keep you guys up with that. But anyways, my thoughts on GameStop is it's in a big attack zone right now where they're trying to knock it down. And I don't know what's going to make it bounce, but it could bounce. I just don't think it's going to short squeeze anytime soon. So So anyways, God bless you guys. Let me close out in a prayer as usual. And so, oh yeah, the debate next week is going to be fun. I really hope everybody attends that. Bring your favorite drink or snack, and we're going to live stream the debate. It's going to be a blast. As long as Biden shows up. That's all I care or want to see. So anyways, all right. Well, Father God, thank you for tonight. Bless everybody here, Lord. We just pray, God, for an end of the corruption in our country. We pray for justice in our markets and in our political system. Pray that, Lord, we just see sweeping defeats this November, God, and to get a turnaround that we're asking for, and that as the economy worsens and the markets get crazier, that you give us the wisdom to position ourselves to take advantage on the way out so we can all do better than ever when things turn around. And bless everybody here. In Jesus' name, amen. Bless you.